Hello, friends. So again, I want to apologize for um, providing some mixed messaging on Blackboard. I will take steps to make sure that that does not happen in the future. I will also say that no matter what you may find on Blackboard, always rely on the module document. The module document is the gold standard for what needs to be done and when it needs to be completed, and points associated with it, etc. So if you ever find anything that's in conflict with the module document, go with the module document. But again, I apologize. Let's talk about how we paint a way forward. So first of all, I have already posted the recording for today's live session on Blackboard. So if you need to go back and reference that, you can. So we completed this learning activity together. Now the purpose of the learning activity was to follow up on what you had done at home watching the screencasts on chemical reactions. So we're doing things a little backwards that I had intended. So we went over this learning activity together, and for a good percentage of you it was an introduction to bonding. Now you're going to go and watch the screencasts and do the self-tests. What I want to encourage you to do is then come back to this document and complete it. And then compare your answers with the answer key that we pretty much put together in our live session today. And then any questions that you have, anything that you don't understand, bring it with you to class on Wednesday. So for class on Wednesday, and let me go back to week 2, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to open up the floor for any questions about chemical bonds, chemical reactions, and composition of living things. Those are topics that I had planned for you to have had done by today, Monday the 14th, but many of you didn't because rather than having 4 Monday here, I had it 4 Wednesday. That was my bad. So the first thing I want to do is address any questions you have. For those of you who have not completed these screencasts, please do so. And then you must then move on to organic compounds and complete the screencasts and associated self-tests on carbohydrates. And then move and complete organic compounds on lipids, proteins, nucleic acids, and ATP. I do understand that's a good amount. If you can't quite make it to nucleic acids and ATP, hey, that's okay. But at least do lipids and proteins, please. All of it if you can. But I would rather you do a good thorough learning of some of the material than to just sort of rush through it and not really have a good understanding of any of it. On top of that, you also have a lab number 3, classification of tissues, that you should complete by our meeting on Wednesday. When we meet on Wednesday, we're going to go over the learning activity. Well, I'm going to split you into groups, and you're going to complete the learning activity on organic compounds. Let me visit that real quick. That learning activity looks like this. And this is what I want you to do in preparation for Wednesday. After you complete each corresponding screencast, look at the learning objectives for each screencast, and then look at the questions that I include on the learning activity. The learning activity is designed to help you achieve the learning objectives. So whenever you can pair the learning objectives with the questions on the learning activity, you're going to understand why I'm asking the question, and it's going to inform how you approach answering that question. So look at the questions that I put on the learning activity and then relate them to the, oh, sorry, not the one I meant to do. Relate them to the learning objectives. Also, let me speak something about lipids. So in lipids, you're going to be completing a table. That table is going to look like that. So you'll fill in the different types of lipids, examples of each, their functions, and under letter of structure, I give you illustrations of the different lipids, and each image has a corresponding letter. Place that corresponding letter here.